What's going on, guys? Chunky back here on my channel. I'm here for a quick review today of Days Gone. Yes, it is incredibly late, but I do have an official review down below in the description that I wrote on the AE review. Huge shout out to both David and Sony Entertainment for sending me over a copy. This review isn't going to be as detailed, but you'll find all the good stuff in the description below. Days Gone puts players in the shoes of Deacon St. John, a former biker now dealing with the events of the zombie apocalypse 2 years later. Along the way, he's got to keep his friends safe, make new alliances, and get over the loss of his wife. But, sure enough, Deacon becomes involved in a story of conspiracy, discovery, and acceptance. Now, I do think the story has a lot to offer. There are also things to love. The game is responsible for some incredible polish. While the graphics aren't necessarily game-breaking, the game does look good and it runs well. Sure, I was subject to the occasional glitch early on, but I think a few patches have ironed most of those out. The third-person gameplay isn't necessarily groundbreaking either, but it's solid, it keeps the player on their toes, and there is a bit of variety in terms of weapons and crafting abilities. Being a former biker, you'd be glad to know you spend most of your time on the bike, and yes, it is incredibly functional. The bike is responsive, yet weighty, and drift turns feel so satisfying. Both the bike and Deacon are fully upgradable and offer some nice gameplay twists. But keep in mind the game is not perfect. The game is unfortunately subject to repetitive mission structure, and if you're not progressing through the main story, you'll find yourself doing the same fetch quests and side missions for various camps along the way. But unfortunately, the game's biggest problem is it's entirely unoriginal. Everything that's been done in Days Gone has been done somewhere else. You want a really impressive emotional story set in the zombie apocalypse? Check out The Last of Us. You want a really dense open world? Check out Dying Light. But the reason why I'm making this review so much later is a response to the harsh critical nature that Days Gone was subject to upon release. Now, GameSpot gave it a 5 out of 10 and IGN gave it a 6.5 out of 10, which is totally okay. I don't mean to discredit any of the reviewers behind their review. I myself give it a 3.5 out of 5 or 7 out of 10, depending on how you look at it. Now, while I'm not saying the game is perfect and stand by every point I made in my review, I do think that Days Gone is worth a look. There was a slight worry in me that Days Gone put off a lot of players initially from the harsh reviews. But keep in mind that the audience score on Metacritic is creeping up to a 70, so this might be a cult classic after all. I wanted to get my review up a lot later just to mention that and throw that in there. Days Gone is in fact worth your time, and I would give it a solid play. That's it from me today, guys. A bit of a short one, but there is a much more detailed review down below. Thanks to both the AE review, David, and Sony Entertainment for sending me over a copy. I definitely had fun. That's it from me today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all your support. My name's Chunky. Thanks for stopping by my world, and I'll see you soon. Take care.